Manufacturers. So today we're just going to go through some simple pimple stuff. So today I'm working on a 2004 Ford Freestar, and it's got the 4.2 in it. This is what I'm about to go over. It's very similar for multiple Fords, probably Ford Freestar, and this is the same style. Anything that has this style of hose, or you know, you can see this, so you can see that rip right there, so it's causing a huge vacuum leak. And so when you scan it, you got map codes, you got lean codes for both banks, you got O2 sensor codes for both banks running to lean. The main thing you're looking for here is lean. If you have lean that's affected by both banks, it's probably a hose like this. This is also very common on your 98 to 2004 Ford F-150s with the 4.6 in the back of the intake. They have this that splits like that also. And also it's not so common on like the 2005 up ones, but they use the same material, so it can happen. So you just want to keep an eye out for it when it gets to higher mileage. So this is what this one's doing right now, is that it's running rough and it's like surging and stuff like that. So I'm going to fix this, and then we're going to see what we can do. This is like an evap hose. It's a type of hose that's good for for being resistant to oils, so it doesn't swell. It's really hard to find the right stuff here. Usually I'll find like some type of some bigger like fuel hose for like making fuel lines with. So I'll go to the parts store and see if I can get some fuel hose. This is probably about 3/4, and if you're really in a pinch, if you got to order it, stuff like that, you can put like you can tape this up with rescue tape or black tape, or you can get some heater hose and put heater hose between here and here, but heater hose isn't going to last as long, neither will the rescue tape or the black tape. You want to do it right if you're going to do it. You can also go to Ford and take that part number there, which this one reads 40362, I think. Take that, or what's down below it on the other side, and you take the Ford. Ford gets you a whole new thing. It's just like, I think it's like 50 bucks for this whole thing. So I'm going to fix it, and we'll see what it's going to do. I'm going to pull a plug, make sure the plugs aren't bad. So I went to the store, and I got me some 5/8. This is evap line or fuel line. This is for like your fuel return line on your fuel tank. So this should hold up to the pressure, not pressure, but oils and the gas vapors and all that stuff. So what you do is right here where that's cut, we're going to push this back here. That pops out. And this right here, this pops off your PCV valve system. So take a screwdriver and we're going to pop it out. So once I get this popped out, just want to be careful because you can break the plastic on the PVC off. So sometimes you got to actually cut it, but I don't want to cut it just in case. I don't want to be SOL. So I'm put you guys down for a second. Okay. So this is where the hose goes. As you can see through here, it's just collapsing on itself right there on that bend. It piles up and sucks itself flat, and then it breaks open. That's what happens. Down here, it's usually not so much a problem. I'm going to leave that guy alone, and I'm just going to do this one up here for now. And that's usually the only one that needs to be done is this one, because it has that bend where it sucks flat. So I get something else. Alright, so as you can see, I got the hose here. It's not slight bend in it. It should hold up to everything. I don't need a hose clamp or anything like that because everything's nice and tight because it's 5/8. I should have ran it and let you guys listen to it, but I think this is going to fix it. I'm going to go ahead and clean the IAC and throttle just for good measure, because make sure that's not part of the problem why it's idling funny. But I'm going to show you the codes here in a second, and then I'm going to clear it. We're going to run it and make sure it sounds good. Alright, so this is the range of codes. I'm just going to scroll through them real quick so we know which ones I have here. So this is a manifold absolute barometric pressure circuit range. So what happens is a baro, it tells you how much pressure vacuum you have in the engine. So with a vacuum leak, it's unable to monitor it and meter it correctly. So then we're going to go on to the next one. Same thing, pressure circuit's too high, so it's unable to meter it. So then you go on down to an O2 sensor single base bias stuck lean. So that means that you have a vacuum leak and it's unable to change with fuel how lean the engine is. So that's why you have this code. And it's the same for this code too. So if you have a bank 1 and bank 2 lean code, more likely you have a vacuum leak, like a hose is off or something like that. Sometimes even just like an intake manifold leak can do the same thing. But if you have like a V6, it may be more biased to one side as opposed to the other if you have an intake manifold leak. So on to the next one, exhaust gas circulation. So same thing. It's trying to meter something that it's unable to meter, so that's why you have this code. And on this last one here, it's the same deal. It's circuit's high because it's unable to meter it. I could be wrong with this one. The EGR things can make their own issues, but I'm pretty sure are going to have it fixed here with our vacuum leak out there on the PCV valve. So I'm going to clear these codes and
Fixer good.
Yeah, fixer. Be wrong.